quackery. That would be ducks. We're talking turtles today. Kat Eastman, good to have you.
Thanks, David.
Must be about time for our Taste of the Fun Coast.
It sure is. Can't wait.
Do turtles make a noise? Do they verbally speak?
No. They do grind their beaks, though.
Oh, okay. They don't have vocal cords.
Yeah, I don't know about the vocal cords part.
Yeah. Okay.
Grind your teeth, that kind of.
Okay. I know. Everybody grinds their teeth, and you're not supposed to.
Is it like annoying to hear the grinding of the teeth like it would be for a person?
It does kind of, you know that they're not happy.
So that's when they're under tension, the sea turtles will grind their...
When they're on a treatment table and our veterinarian is taking care of them, doing the things that vets do.
So just like what people do then.
Yeah.
If you're on the table, I mean.
That's right. Okay.
Like wincing.
Stop. We're going to find out all about... First of all, let's talk about Kat Eastman, just like she's not even here, okay? Today's show is all about the upcoming, our 8th annual Taste of the Fun Coast fundraiser for the Sea Turtle Hospital at Whitney Labs, University of Florida. So anyway, I looked up, I was looking for some scandalous stuff about Kat Eastman, so I thought I would print it out and read it. So ready, Brian?
Let's hear all the scandals.
All right, here we go. Catherine Eastman, Kat. Stop me if anything I say is wrong. Okay?
I sure will.
So far, so good.
So far, you got it right.
Kat Eastman is the program manager of the Sea Turtle Hospital at the University of Florida's Whitney Labs for Marine Bioscience, a dedicated sea turtle conservationist. Kat has been working with sea turtles in Florida since 1998. Her early career included environmental education and nonprofit leadership, combining outreach with hands-on conservation along Florida's Atlantic coast. In 2013, she became a founding member of Whitney Labs Sea Turtle Hospital team. Right? I didn't know you were a founding member of that.
I didn't know that either.
Sure am.
Okay. And then after 2 years of planning, permitting, and preparation, the hospital opened its doors in 2015. Since then, Kat has overseen the program's development and operations, managing the administrative and educational components while helping connect clinical care with scientific research, which means you're hands-on. You're not an administrative type person. Kat holds a Master of Fisheries and Aquatic Sciences from the University of Florida.
Go Gators.
Her graduate...
MFA. I have an MFA also.
MFAS.
Yes, yeah, but you don't have the S on yours. So, her graduate research focused on the health implications of epibiotic organisms. Is that right?
There you go.
Epibiotic organisms on juvenile green sea turtles, contributing to a broader understanding of turtle health. And there you got me on that one. Estuarine? Estuarine, not
estuary.
Yeah, okay,
Estuary.
I get it. There's a new word. Did you know that one?
Where the river meets
Related
the sea.
to the estuaries.
Okay, anyway, and different habitats. So anyway, first of all, how cool that you have a job that you couldn't even dream of, I would imagine, because, I mean, as a kid, when you went to University of Florida, when you first went to school there, I mean, you went to do what you're doing?
So I started at FAU, you mentioned 1998, but I first go round, I was down in South Florida. And what do you want to do when you grow up? Back in the 90s, you want to be a marine biologist, but we didn't have the internet, so what does that even mean? Oh, that means like Jacques Cousteau, period. So I just want to scuba dive and play with reef animals. So that's been a bit of a distance from then to now. And my master's I graduated last year, so non-traditional student, as you can tell. So, I think I did like the leatherback sea turtle, quite a circuitous route of my education and life experiences. So, I had no idea back then that this is what was going to be. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know turtles back then. Yeah, I met them back then, and then I said, "Man, this is pretty cool."
How many sea turtle hospitals are there? Like in the United States?
Yeah, the U.S., that one's a little tougher. I think we're at like 16 in the state of Florida, maybe 10 of those. Man, if Devin was here, she knows those numbers well.
That's more than I thought.
We've got a lot of coastline, and pretty much all around Florida, somewhere there is a hospital. Not all of them deal with the turtles with the tumors like we do. So we're kind of the most northern in the state. Well, not kind of. We are the most northern in the state of Florida. And regardless of what turtles do, they do cross state lines. But when you're the managers of those turtles, you don't drive them across state lines. So we get pretty much everything from state line down to sometimes Volusia and south. So.
But you're much more than just a turtle hospital, because you do a lot of the research on different things.
Yeah.
What are some of the research that might raise some eyebrows? Like, wow.
For sure. I mean, the part of the impetus of the hospital was because we were seeing these turtles in our estuary, these juvenile greens with these horrible tumors, and we're like, what is going on here? That used to be a tropical disease, and so all of a sudden, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, you're seeing it in a more northern part of the state. But if you think about mosquitoes and the diseases that mosquitoes have, it becomes tropical to us. So you kind of, turtles we look at them as like a way of understanding diseases spreading, and so not to us per se, but some of the research is trying to understand how they get these diseases and what can we do to care for them and get them back to the wild.
So is that a climate change, thing that this used to be something that you only saw farther south, and now you see it in the north?
We're seeing warmer temperatures in more northern latitudes. We're seeing green turtles in more northern latitudes. We're seeing nesting up the eastern seaboard of the U.S. in times where 30 years ago we weren't. So
how far north?
I haven't heard what the most northern this year. I believe last year there was Virginia, might have been like 1 or 2 nests. I've heard maybe 2 years ago there was one in New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a little bizarre.
And they're going north to escape the warmer waters.
It's if
I like that scientific. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. The devil's in the details, guys. It's never just. That one answer.
I've been reading very slowly, like, half an hour listening to it every year or so. This book called Super Navigators, all about like homing and all the different electromagnetic fields, everything, all the different ways that animals follow or navigate. And I guess I never really, there's so much like mystery and incredible precision about returning to the place where your mother laid her eggs, that kind of thing. So to think that they would then be going farther north, is temperature part of how they're navigating in
definitely triggers?
That's interesting.
Triggers that what, when they're not during nesting season and they're in another part of their annual, foraging season, if you would, something triggers them to say, oh, it's time to go back home. And so perhaps some of those temperature changes or cues aren't quite as obvious. And it's, I don't want to say it's easier to look at, salmon or birds or insects that do have those types of cues that trigger them to migrate. But turtles do, they cover thousands and thousands of miles as your super navigators, what I wrote down so that I can go and read it. All these things that migrate more than just our snowbirds, something tells them it's time. But there, you mentioned it's not set in stone. There is some we call plasticity. So there is some flexibility in that.
With some animals and some there's practically zero. Like they're going back to the same spot. It's really fascinating.
Well, you do part of your research is tracking, right? Where you track the turtles.
We'll put a transmitter, kind of like a microchip that you'd put in your dog or cat. So you only know where your dog or cat, if they run off, if somebody collects it up and brings it to the vet and they scan it. So that's a type of tracking. We have done some satellite tracking on our patients. However, our guys, the majority of our turtles that are our patients are juveniles and juvenile green turtles, which are sort of the divas of the sea. They do not like things growing on their backs, so they do a lot of grooming and rubbing their shells. So you put
divas of the sea.
You put $2,000 transmitter on their shell and they scrape it off in 45 days. It's kind of like throwing an iMac into the ocean, never to see again. So 45 days is pretty much the maximum.
The turtles that nest here in Flagler County and St. John's, what What species are they?
So we've, I am prepared, even though I do not work in nesting anymore. I looked statewide because I figured, you probably want to know flagler, and I live in St. John's, so it's hard to track, just our Northeast Florida. But I want you guys to know that, we've got loggerhead turtles. Those are our most abundant nesters in the state of Florida and in our Northeast Florida region. We've got green sea turtles, and then the leatherbacks. And pretty cool this year, the leatherback turtles. Those are the great big ones that are like the size of an old 60s Volkswagen Bug or an original Mini Cooper. We've had a record year with, here you go, 2,075 nests all around the state. So that doesn't sound like a big number when you're looking at hundreds of thousands of nests. But these guys are gals are typically nesting down in the Caribbean. And so, to your point, something's driving some nesting a little farther north.
Okay, take us on a tour of the.
Oh gosh,
we're going to get to the laboratory and Taste of the Fun Coast. By the way, let me just go a quick plug. We're getting ready to promote Taste of the Fun Coast with the 8th annual one, which is coming up Tuesday, October 28th, Hammock Beach Resort. And you buy a bracelet. It's like from Gregland Jewelers. It's kind of a shiny bracelet. And it's a sip and sample, we call it. So all these restaurants and wineries and beer and everybody has all these cool samples. So you get a little plate and you just kind of walk around and sip and sample and just socialize with everybody. It's fun. And
we have a great time.
And you guys are out there and you get to meet everybody and you get to meet Kat and her crew. And so if you can go online and buy your bracelet, it's $60. Yeah, it's $60, and that includes everything. And if you want to wait and see what the weather is the day, you got to pay another $10. So it's $70 at the gate, $60 in advance. And when you get there, we got your name, and we put a shiny bracelet on you and walk around and have fun and eat and drink all you like and live music and all that kind of thing. It's a cool thing. And 100% of the money from the bracelets goes to help out Kat and the Whitney Lab Sea Turtle Hospital. So anyway, so I just wanted to get that plug in. So we're getting.
If it's the same place it was last year, at least you can walk to the edge of it and you can just see the ocean. Like it's an awesome location.
Yeah, we do it under I call it the wedding tent at Hammock Beach Resort. Mm-hmm. It's like a huge tent right on the ocean, and it's just so great. It's undercover, so anyway. But all right, well, let's go back to the life of a turtle. All right, it starts on the beach here. We got the people that are protecting them. Has all this water and erosion that's been going on been bad?
In spite of all that, or despite that, we've still had a good year for nesting. I mean, it's tapering off, and luckily, turtles nest. They hedge their bets. A female will lay multiple nests, so early part of the season, late part of the season. So her young will prevail. So, but I will say we've had at the hospital, sometimes we get these little hatchlings, or when the sargassum, the seaweed, the brown seaweed washes in, that's where little baby turtles swim out to the ocean and live. Well, that washes up their habitat. And we've had quite a few, we call them washbacks. I've got my washback shirt, which we're going to be selling very, very soon. So we've had quite a few. We've had over 200 hatchlings and washback turtles. And it seems that, those storms that we've had kind of brewing up off of the coast of South Florida and then up here have really just pushed these little, I'm holding up my hand.
There's your camera.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It's like cell phone size. Mm-hmm. I should have brought one. No, I wish I could. That'd be great. They'll make no noise, so radio listeners. Cell phone sized turtles. So
they would be grinding their teeth, though.
They'll be grinding their beaks. There, I'm so glad David's got it.
Why do I have to listen to this?
Why am I here?
So the Sargassum, remember that? We did a big story on that, how it was supposed to be this massive blob out in the Atlantic was going to wipe out the tour of Florida. And it's all
whatever happened to that?
It's still out there. It just sort of changes places. It follows the currents.
But the turtles like it.
They
right?
live in it. That is we call that developmental habitat. That's where little turtles go to live for a couple of years, just sort of riding the currents.
So these guys, little guys, they get born. Hey, let's run to the beach. And they're running down all happy with their brothers and sisters. Let's hit the water and start swimming out. They try to swim out as far as they can to get away from the beach.
Yep, you've got it. You're hired. David, you can tell the story. Yeah, they get out there, they're following these currents, these eddies, all this stuff. They get in that seaweed floating, and then they just sort of eat and get fat and happy.
So they really want to live their whole life at sea.
Until that something triggers them after several years, could be maybe 3 years, to just say, you know what, I'm coming back towards shore. And then we end up with green turtles in our estuary. So you go out kayaking and you see these dinner plate, turkey platter size green turtles. They've come from that really cool sargassum out in the open ocean, and then they come to close to shore and they live for another decade or so.
So way out in the middle of all the oceans, you can, I'm a scuba diver, and, we would see just beautiful turtles all over. In some deep, like shipwrecks and stuff like that, there would be sea turtles that seemed like they were way out in the Gulf of Mexico and all that. But in the middle, like where the hump or the Gulf Stream, they're living that far out between here and the Bahamas and everything, right?
Definitely.
They don't really care. Like they say,
they're following that huge current, that mid-Atlantic gyre.
Yeah.
We need a geography lesson.
The EAC. Man.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, East Australian current. That's another ocean basin, and absolutely.
Back to your green turtles with the tumors. Are they cancerous tumors, or what are they?
So, we consider them cancerous because they're, an overproliferation of cells, and we haven't really gotten the research as to whether or not they can metastasize, but there are some primary and secondary tumors. So they kind of follow cancer rules, if you will. So, we've used a lot of human techniques to understand, why their bodies grow these tumors. And at the same time, we've learned a lot from human cancer medicine, and we hope that we can make that go the other way. We want to be able to help humans from turtle knowledge too. So
are they life-threatening in turtles?
They are, because you've got this really streamlined, sleek animal that all of a sudden gets, they can grow on their eyelids, and then that obstructs their view. They're hunting with vision. I don't want to say hunting. They're foraging.
They hunt like a sloth hunts.
Yes. But then also on their soft tissue, so like their flippers, their armpits and leg pits, those are not anatomical locations, but for all intents and purposes, you guys get it. So soft tissue. And we've got an amazing veterinarian who uses a CO2 laser that laser surgery removes these. And so we take those tumors, rather than disposing of them, we can give them to our researcher, Dr. Duffy, and he can look at, the genetics, what genes are turned on, turned off, and try to understand, what drivers are at play here. And there's a virus that's a sea turtle or turtle specific virus that's part of this, but there's also environmental conditions that we believe are playing a role in this. So,
why is the University of Florida so committed and spending a whole lot of money on this? Why does the University of Florida care?
I think it's that's a really good question. That's how we pause and we come up with a good answer. Is say that's a really good question. There's that's for our next hour. No, it's this is a really good way to build community and global recognition. Sea turtles don't stay in Florida. They, our turtles are off Europe or Africa. So we have this huge international meeting and society. So, and whether they're conservation or they're clinical or they're researchers, we're all working on the same species of turtles. And so from a global conservation reach, this is one good avenue. And I think I'm grateful that the university thinks it's important. It also, we're training new veterinarians and technicians in the field. So even though we're a staff of 5, including myself, and you mentioned, thank you for saying I do some hands-on stuff. But I have 3 amazing veterinary technicians. I have to plug. It's Veterinary Technician Appreciation Week, so if you have to go to the vet, please hug don't assault, but appreciate those technicians. Those are the diehard folks that take care of our pets and our sea turtles.
The research is a good enough end, isn't it? Pursuit of knowledge. We want to be in a society that
Well, isn't it applicable
Values
to
knowledge.
also to humans? That what you learn from sea
Absolutely.
turtles and different things and study of tumor. Was it you guys that were doing like studying the salamander? Yeah, you cut off a salamander's arm and it grows a whole new arm with functioning fingers and everything.
Axolotl, yeah. There's lots of opportunities to use them as kind of a model. A long-lived animal that gets cancer. I mean, that's like us. We live a long time. So research, pursuit of knowledge, yeah. But look, we're having this conversation, and we have for 8 years, you're telling me. So there's some community and conservation help the community have a part of this. So I think that's also empathy. That's a huge value.
Okay. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. We have in the studio Kat Eastman with the Whitney Lab Sea Turtle Hospital. We have our event called the 8th Annual Taste of the Fun Coast coming up at Hammock Beach Resort. We're going to talk a bit more about that. And, of course, we want to thank the sponsors that help us put it on. Five-Star Credit Union, American Home Mortgage, Michael Mortgage, Craigland Jewelers, Tag Ventures Realty, Fitzgerald Performing Arts Center, who's going to be putting some entertainment there. We'll be finding out about all that. But we want you to come. We want you to buy a bracelet, eat all you can, drink all you can. And that's coming up on Tuesday, the 28th.
Tired of waiting for your home to sell? Evolve Property Group is not your average real estate company, specializing in property management and real estate investors, navigating complex sales transactions, maximizing cash flow, managing tenants, rent collection, even evictions. Visit evolvepg.co. evolvepg.co.
Need help navigating through the mortgage process? I'm here for you. This is Mike Akialis with American Home Mortgage Group in Flagler Beach, serving the community for over 22 years. Call me 793-5435 or find me online at michael.mortgage.
Craig Flagler Palms Funeral Home and Flagler Memorial Gardens creates unique personalized funeral or cremation memorials, has flexible chapel space for small to large capacity needs, a veteran cemetery section, as well as sections for a variety of faiths. Online at dignitymemorial.com.
Locals know where locals go.
NFL football is back, and it's at Johnny D's. Every single game. Happy hour 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day, and $4 shot specials on game days.
Johnny D's Beach Bar and Grill. We're waiting for you.
Free for All Friday, and it is a free for all, kinda. We have Kat Eastman here with the Whitney Lab, Sea Turtle Hospital. We got a nice, fun thing. I really look forward to that. We do a lot of events, It's like, oh, my God, there's so much work and everything, and then they don't happen because of the weather, not to mention... I won't mention the one a couple of weeks ago that we had to reschedule to February 7th and 8th.
We can laugh about it now.
Yeah, Creekside Festival.
Right, Laura?
Yes.
Laura Z joining us here. Hey,
Good morning.
I thought you were supposed to be on the beach, 92.7. What are you doing in
They let me
here?
escape for a few minutes, just a few minutes, because this is my favorite event of the year that we do.
So it is so much fun. And so I needed somebody to explain what are all the restaurants and what are we going to be sipping
Sure.
and sampling and everything, and you can answer those questions.
I could answer some of those questions.
Okay.
So, yes, we do have an incredible lineup this year. We have some of our favorites coming back year after year, and we also have some new restaurants joining us, as well as beverages and cocktails. So Captain's Barbecue is out with us this year. They're doing Smoky Joe's and their carrot cake. A favorite each and every year, Tuscany Romero's by the Sea. They are bringing cases of specialty wines and homemade pasta, just to name a few of their sampling treats for us. New this year, Good Boy Vodka. Skip will be out there with John Daly's canned cocktails and Good Boy Vodka lemonade. So you can sip on that. Another favorite back year after year is Alcatraz Brewing. They are with us each and every year. And I'm telling you right now, you want to get your samples early because they go very, very quickly.
That's true that you do need to get there early because they do run it. They can only bring so much.
Right.
Well, and this is where, we ask, if you're going to come, please get your bracelet now online.
And you save money getting your bracelets early,
Well,
too.
and then we know you're coming. And so if people wait till the last minute, because all the food vendors and the restaurants and that, they want to know how many people are going to be
Yep,
there.
we start telling
and
them
then
now
we say,
every couple of days.
We've sold this many, and there'll probably be some walk-ups. And then all of a sudden, it's a ton of walk-ups. And then we're out of stuff, and everybody gets So if you buy your bracelet early and then show up early and stuff yourself and then hang out by the
That's
pool
right.
with the live entertainment. Okay.
We open up at 4 o'clock. So get there early. Get your bracelets online at flaglerbroadcasting.com.
At Hammock Beach Resort, what I call the wedding tent.
Yes.
And,
beautiful.
and also we have some live entertainment. Mm-hmm. And, and that's all thanks to the Fitzgerald Performing Arts Center and Amelia. Hello.
Hi there. How are you, David?
All right. I was Double Deuce as you guys are providing the live entertainment at the Taste of the Fun Coast. Tell us about Double Deuce.
Yeah, we have J.W. Gilmore and Dalton James. It's a little bit of blues music with a little bit of country all mixed in. So they're going to be there out by the pool. And this is my favorite event. I'm one of those people that get there basically when you set the tables up.
And when you said, I was wondering who's Double Deuce. I never heard of him before. But J.W. Gilmore, we have used for a lot of things. And he is the best blues player I've ever heard. Play with the harmonica and the guitar and the blues harp. And so it's going to be some awesome entertainment. And we put you over by the pool, right? So you're kind of a pool party. All right.
It's great. It's a great way to celebrate the local restaurants and the food, and we're so happy to be a part. We're kind of like Fitzgerald on the road, so we love it.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, while we got you real quick, what's coming up at the Fitzgerald Performing Arts Center that we need to sell some tickets for?
The Taylor Swift tribute. We have the #1 Taylor Swift tribute in the nation coming up November the 8th, and you do not want to miss that show.
These are cheaper tickets than Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're on Friday Free for All right now, I'll go ahead and spill the beans. We have a Halloween special. You put in Bad Blood, the code, and you can get your ticket. You'll get a really great treat. So check it out.
For Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift tribute, yeah.
All right. Well, like I say, sit in the balcony, and it will look like Taylor Swift, so.
Well, we're not trying to be Taylor Swift. We're going to celebrate her music with we have dancers and lights and everything. So, if you love Taylor Swift, you're going to love the show.
Well,
we're not trying to be anybody.
Let me tell everybody what you told me yesterday, Amelia. You go, we could have bought the cheap, I shouldn't say this, but you said we could have bought the cheap Taylor Swift impersonator show, but we went with the full production one, which is really pricey, but they come in a tour bus. This is full production. This is a showgirl show. This isn't, just somebody a wannabe out there. This is like a Broadway Las Vegas show that you're going to see.
Exactly. It's the same producer of One Night of Queen. It's an actual production company. So the people are auditioned and brought in, the dancers are brought in, the band, the lights. It's going to be spectacular.
And actually, Amelia had mentioned to me once before, too, that TMZ, the people on TMZ were talking about the show because one of the women took their daughters to the show, and they had no idea it wasn't really Taylor. So that's how good it is. That's how good it is.
I just let her think it was Taylor Swift.
So how much are the tickets for your Taylor Swift?
Well, the tickets are $54. Can you believe that? With no fees.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
But if you put in Bad Blood next week for Halloween special, you'll get them lower than that.
Okay, Bad Blood.
You got to go to the website and put in Bad Blood to find out.
Promo code Bad Blood.
The song. It's a Taylor Swift song,
yes.
Bad Blood, and it goes with Halloween, right?
Well, and parents, if you ever want to take your kid to a show and really just, particularly I'm thinking, because there's Swifties all over the place. So if your kid likes it, to not buy a family 4-pack and mom and dad, take them out to dinner, take them out to the show and everything. This is an opportunity of a lifetime that they will remember forever and when they get older. So I would say, bring the kids to this one. This is,
and if your kids love
special.
dance, come see the dancers. The choreography is spectacular. These people are auditioned from all over the U.S. to be in the show. It's a national tour.
Okay.
So come on out. Even my seniors are excited about coming. They're going to sit a little bit in the back, but they can't wait to see what it's going to be all about, even if they don't know the song. So it's going to be a great night, November the 8th.
All right.
You guys come put it on your calendar.
Amelia, thanks a lot for what you do for us here, and thanks a lot.
Thank you, and we're so excited about being part of Taste of the Fun. It's going to be a wonderful evening out by the pool, and it's going to be great weather, I've decided.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Amelia said so.
Thanks, Amelia.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you. All right. Amelia Fulmer, she's retiring, Are we supposed to say that?
Such a shame.
When does that happen?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Uh-oh. But
David, again, you have to spill the beans.
Breaking news.
Well, all right, strike that from the record, Brian. Okay. Anyway, she is. We got to find somebody to succeed her that has the same enthusiasm and spark Amelia has, because that's an important thing here, the Fitzgerald. All right, let's get back to turtles here. Kat, sorry about that, but I'll buy you some tickets to go.
Spill some more beans.
You want to go? You want to? If offer your staff, I'll buy tickets for your staff to go see Taylor Swift. If you want to, let me know. Just let me know how many tickets. I'll have them. We'll call for you. Okay.
Sounds great.
You need to get out of that hospital and have some fun once in a while.
For sure. I mean, once a year at the Taste of the Fun Coast, we get out of the hospital and have fun.
That's
the only time.
You do.
No.
Yeah, and you guys are there with a real nice display, and you get to interact with people. And
we bring
and
our ambulance. And
yeah. All right, so I have a question here with the turtle ambulance. Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. All right, so with all this erosion, all these storms, I mean, it's been seems like months. Flagler Beach is just getting beaten
up.
And but there's sea turtle nests that are getting washed out or eroded away.
Yeah.
Where do they go? Are they goners at sea?
Oh. When that happens, I mean, that's why I said the turtles hedge their bets. There've been nests that have been emerging, hatching since early July. So, those are the early nesters come out then. So, hopefully it's not a total washout, but those nests towards late summer hurricane season, it just happens. It's part of
nature,
life.
I guess.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Circle of life.
What kind of a research?
Kat's used to it.
Yeah.
No,
we're
I'm not jaded. I'm not jaded. I mean, death is a part of life, guys, and
that's the price. Well, you missed one. We did a show on that.
Grief.
Grief and everything. But it's death is the price for life. Okay. All right. Okay, I was trying to get you back to the sea turtle. What's why we call this free for all? We have no idea what we're doing. Anyway,
ditto.
All right, so
fake it till you make it.
The sea turtles, they run out to sea. They go out there swimming around. How long do they live on the average, and how far do they go? Where do they?
I mean, thousands of miles. They follow those ocean basins. You can have nesting turtles that are on our beaches out here in Northeast Florida, and they go hang out in the Caribbean the other part of the year. I mean, there's just.
Are they social? Do they have friends?
No, it doesn't seem like that. They're, it's almost like even less than cows. You know how cows are just standing and eating next to one another, and they're like green turtle adults are just out there foraging on seagrasses and not really caring that there's somebody right next to them. So unless it's that time for love, which I don't want to. Spill the beans on how that works.
Okay. All right. We'll do a different show on that.
That's next week.
Okay.
Birds, bees, and turtles.
Yeah.
So,
Cat Eastman.
But for the most part, the sea turtle, they're pretty mellow.
They're mellow. They're solitary.
They're,
and that's, I think, why people really like them. You can drive all over the continental United States and find, you go to Missouri and you can find a sea turtle sticker on somebody's car. There's no sea turtles, by the way, in Missouri, but people just have an affinity for them. And we think it's just because people, like the idea. They're not aggressive. They're just these sort of smiley, stoic.
So from the ecology of the earth, what do they do good to keep everything in balance?
People always ask, this is not my first time being asked, what happens if sea turtles, who cares, right? They disappear. But I like to think of the Jenga game. I'm not sponsored by Mattel if Mattel makes Jenga, but those stacking wooden blocks, and if each one of those blocks represent a different species of animal in the world, and you kind of never know when you pull one of those blocks out when the tower is going to fall. It's kind of like that. We think we know what's important or why things are important. We really don't know. I mean, we're one of those blocks in that stack. So, from a whole ecosystem, they have jobs. There's important things that turtles do. They're spreading nutrients. They're doing all kinds of great stuff in their own ecosystems. But we don't really know. We're just trying to keep things alive and going.
Does a lot of people get it confused too that you have nothing to do with the Marine Land Dolphin Adventure?
Yeah, it's across the street from us.
So you're going to have condos over there,
it's you don't know that yet, right? I mean, the company that bought it hasn't put forth a plan, so We know as much as you do.
Here, I'm picturing something like this at Hammock Beach. I mean,
there is a height restriction because it is in the town of Marineland, so there's some rules there. Just like our new lab building had to be a certain height and setbacks, and so there's some. It could be exciting.
Yeah. Well, I hope but they won't have any effect on you, whatever they do, because you own your land you're on.
Yeah, we're on University of Florida.
Didn't you
land.
expand like you got like Paul Renner is he was House Speaker and our representative. He was a big fan.
Big fan of the Whitney Lab. Yeah, they're critical in getting state funds for our new laboratory, which we're so close. I can't wait for you guys to come and see. I walked around yesterday in the new building. It's not open yet. We're not moved in yet. There's still punch list stuff. Hopefully spring we're going to have a grand, grand opening. Grand opening. So, it was without Paul Renner's help there, the state dollars, we really needed that. So I'm excited for you guys to see.
Do you have science? I saw you little cottages, which are pretty cool, but those are for what?
Visiting researchers or graduate students coming and going. We have a lot of international researchers that come to work with our, renowned researchers that we have on faculty, and so that helps. Those 6 cottages help house folks, and also our students that are, maybe they're graduating, they're defending their PhD, and they're in their last semester. It's hard to, get a year lease when you're just trying to finish it up. So oftentimes we'll have them for about 6 months.
Do they stay filled up with people?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They look like cute little cottages,
They're cute.
Somebody I think of when I think of the Sea Turtle Hospital is Sarah Hale.
Yeah.
She has been, at least in the past,
absolutely
a big advocate. So,
and I mean, that was, she and Tim were like the introduction to this whole inception of 8 years ago. So, I haven't seen her in a while. I hope they're doing well.
They're doing very well.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, they're great here with Coastal Cloud was their company. Yeah, they came here to retire and got bored within 30 days and started a multi-million-dollar company.
And started doing all the things, right? So.
Yeah, doing what they like. Work. We say lay on the beach, work in the cloud, something like that. The sea turtles that you said at the beginning of the program that they get to be the size of a Volkswagen bug.
Yeah, all these turtles. I mean,
how much do they actually weigh, the big guys?
The big guys could be 1,500 pounds.
Really?
Oh, wow. We don't see those guys as much. There have been some lucky tourists on Flagler Beach that have been able to see a nesting leatherback turtle and put it, record it. Those of us that do some of this work.
Could you handle one of those if they got sick?
No. And no. Just straight up no.
All hands on deck. We've got to get this one in the
shop.
The table.
But the other ones, even the green turtles as adults or loggerheads as adults, which you'd be more apt to find on nesting beaches, they're about 350 pounds. That's still a big animal.
Who are their enemies?
Sharks.
Sharks will eat turtles.
They'll go for them, especially if there's like an injury. So if a container ship or a boat, depending on where they are, if they get hit and there's blood in the water, sharks are the cleanup crew. So but I mentioned boats and fisheries. Those are the human parts.
Fishing nets are their enemy, and
but natural predators would be sharks.
Yeah. So how far down do they go? I mean, it's bottomless, almost the ocean, but how deep would a sea turtle go to eat, forage, whatever?
They vary. There's 7 species of turtles globally, and those leatherbacks that I mentioned, the big ones, they just sort of break all the rules. They migrate the farthest down. They go to the deepest parts of the ocean. They see sperm whales and giant squid, but the majority of who we interact with are more in the shallows in the continental shelf. So, I mean, that's a couple hundred feet down.
I know we had the dolphin. They go like a dolphin sleeps with half its brain tied behind its back.
Right.
It's always awake. Functioning. Do turtles? Do they just nod out and snooze, or how do they sleep?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are times that first thing in the morning that we'll walk up to the tank or one of the tanks and see a turtle kind of resting on the bottom, and have startled them. You know when there's like that. Whoa, I didn't know you were there. But they don't look like they're sleeping. They look alert.
Do they? How long
I've known
can
people? I've known people like that.
Yeah,
yeah. And how long they can hold their breath? It depends on their size, because lungs. So if you're little, you've got smaller lungs and a smaller capacity to hold your breath, and larger, that. But could be our youngsters that we've got, our juvenile green turtles, which we guess are somewhere between 5 and maybe 8 years old. We'll see them down there for a half hour or so. They'll pop up, get a breath, go back down. But the turtles that are out swimming offshore and get caught in the fishing nets, it's like 30 minutes is under like work. The more you're swimming and doing, the more you're metabolizing, and you need more oxygen. So, it depends is the answer to that one.
Yeah, how long it has to hold its breath.
Right, yeah. Desperation.
Right. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. We have in the studio Kat Eastman with the Whitney Lab Sea Turtle Hospital. We're talking about the upcoming fundraiser, Taste of the Fun Coast. We had Laura Z stop in to say hi. And Brian McMillan, my co-host. Sorry, Michelle Bartolome. She was hoping you would have resigned so she could be co-host. But Brian's back. We'll be back.
Sorry,
right after
Michelle.
this.
Hi folks, Bill Gallagher with SolarFit here. Have you ever thought about utilizing solar power for your home or business? Well, there's never been a better time to plug into the sun and stop renting electricity. How would you like to let your roof start paying you each month? Give us a call at 445-7606. That's 445-7606. Or visit us at solarfit.com and set yourself free.
SolarFit your life and set yourself free with the sun's free energy.
This is attorney Michael Politis. Before my parents moved our family to Florida, we lived right next door to a junkyard in Queens, New York. As a kid, I would sit on the stoop looking at the smashed up cars, and I wondered, if these cars could talk, what kind of story would they tell? Over the past 20 years, I have been blessed with thousands of clients, each with their own stories of loss and suffering from an accident. Let us help turn your story into one of perseverance and triumph. Politis and Matavina, seeking justice for the injured. Offices right here in Palm Coast, across from FPC High School.
Chelsea here. Ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During our fall savings month, get 20% off your replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, or 0 interest for 12 months. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer ends October 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets saving.
Need help navigating through the mortgage process? I'm here for you. This is Mike Akialis with American Home Mortgage Group in Flagler Beach, serving the community for over 22 years. Call me, 793-5435, or find me online at michael.mortgage.
Your do-it-yourself website isn't cutting it, champ. PalmCoastWebsites.com builds you a pro site in 14 days or less. Guaranteed. Don't love it? Don't pay. PalmCoastWebsites.com, because your website shouldn't look like it was built on dial-up. PalmCoastWebsites.com.
Are you wondering if that old paint in your garage is still any good?
Bring it in. We'll let you know.
And while you're at it, if you need to match a color,
chip off some paint and bring it in.
Our color matching is unmatched.
Benjamin Moore, corner of Old Kings and Utility Drive.
Palm Coast.
Free for All Friday. It is a free for all. It's the 17th of October, 2025. You're listening to the podcast. We're talking about the upcoming Taste of the Fun Coast, the 8th annual, and sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. Local. It's nice having local people like help out things like this. The Fitzgerald Performing Arts Center providing the music, and American Home Mortgage, Greg Lynn Jewelers, Tag Ventures Realty, of course Hammock Beach Resort, or Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa. I've got to say that. Let me turn your microphones on. That might help. Have Brian be our new engineer.
Don't think so.
Anyway, so it's coming up at the Hammock Beach Resort right on the ocean outside under the big event wedding tent, October 28th from 4 to 7 p.m. We're asking you to get your tickets it's actually you go online, you pay, and then when you show up at the gate, we have your name and we have a real nice silvery gold flashy bracelet.
Lots of bling.
Yeah, lots of bling, and you just walk around with that, and you can sip and sample all different kinds of things. Lots of great restaurants that we're going to have, and I thought that was good. Laura Z stepped in here. We let her get out of her Beach 92.7.
Good morning.
Studio.
Switching the hats.
But, it's like you think, oh, well, like Captain's Barbecue. Okay, I was like thinking, all right, well, they're going to have barbecue. Well, then you said no, but wait, they also have...
They're bringing their carrot cake as well.
Their famous carrot cake. So, okay, that's got me going. And,
and of course, Flagler Fish Company, they've got the best fish on the beach. So, you're going to really enjoy what they have this year as well. Phoenix Fusions, they're a new beverage company joining us this year. They're bringing their Mamitas, which is a tequila soda combo. So it's just a few sampling, but you are definitely going to enjoy Zia Maria's Cafe right across the street, a good friend of our Flagler radio group. They're going to be out there this year. Lalani's Sweetery. So we have sweet, we have savory, we've got a little bit of everything for you.
What is a sweetery? Oh, you don't know? We'll find out.
We'll find out. You'll have to come out to Taste of the Fun Coast and see what they bring this year. So a red koi and red clover at European Village. They're new this year as well. So they'll be bringing samples from both red koi and red clover.
And I see Fusion Projects.
Yes, that is the Mamitas. That is the tequila soda combination that they are coming out. So, actually, yes, we know that family very well. Who's putting it out. So
it's kind of cool. You just and Kat, jump in here because you go to all these. Each one has a little tent on the table. And they give you a little plate with what you want. Hey, do you want one of these? Want one of those? Yep. You get them, you sample it, a little tiny fork, and then you eat it, and then you throw it in the trash, and you go.
They go to the next one.
Then you go to the next one, and they do it. You can sample the wines also some liquors.
SR Parade, they're with us each and every year. They'll be out there too. Inside the middle, you'll see all the foods set around the outside of the tent, and all of the beverages are usually along the middle of the tent. So, and it's a great networking opportunity. That's something, when I'm telling people about Taste of the Fun Coast, it is about the Sea Turtle Hospital. It is about the food. It's about the beverages, but it's also about the networking and the camaraderie and the community and being with, others here that are supporting some great causes.
Everybody's in a good mood. It doesn't matter what your political beliefs are.
Amen.
Like on the news, you can hear council people fighting with each other or whatever. But then out there, hey, there's love.
There's love. Guys.
See, when you said what do turtles really bring to the human
community together?
Love.
They do.
Turtle love is what we're bringing here to this one.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, we're almost out of time. We got to kind of wrap it up. Thanks, Laura Z, for stopping in.
Thanks for letting me join you this morning.
Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, Kat, give us some words of wisdom from Whitney Labs.
I just got to tell you guys, October 24th is our 10-year anniversary of the hospital. So we've
congratulations. This is a big year.
This is a big year for us. And, the team has been working so hard. This year we've had record number patients. And I brought numbers. I'm going to tell you currently we have had 215 patients through our doors. That's double what we normally have in a calendar year. So same five of us still doing the amazing things that we try to do. And we've had, in 10 years, 111 patients that we've released back to the wild. So we're pretty stoked on that. And, when the fun things we get at Taste of the Fun Coast, volunteers, we've ended up with, he would kill me. I think you might have had him on one of your radio shows, but Vic Doig and his wife Jane, we met them at Taste of the Fun Coast several years ago. He's been a diehard Sea Turtle volunteer for us, and she's been volunteering in our docent education program. So there's all kinds of networking opportunities to have at Taste of the Fun Coast. So we're just grateful that we're still part of it, and I can't wait. It is, like we said, it's the best time of year. We come out, the weather's going to be glorious, touch wood. And even if it's not, there's a tent. You get misted on, you'll have a rainbow. It's going to be great.
That's right.
Come see us.
All right. It'll be great.
It'll be great.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Kat. We'll see you out there on the 28th, Tuesday, at Taste of the Fun Coast. Brian McMillan, always words of wisdom. We missed you the last 4 shows.
No, not enough. No wisdom in those shows. Not 4 shows. I only missed 2 shows.
Wow.
One was for my sister's wedding, which was amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I just want to echo what Laura Z said about the that kind of like those little magical. This is what these events are all for. Like that's what makes a community what it is. You know, you bump into people and you feel connected to everybody, and that's great. I'm looking forward to going again. And you know, what's the purpose of turtles? I keep thinking about that. But you know, people love them and they bring people joy, so that's good enough.
Love and joy. Love and joy.
Yeah.
All right.
So, thanks for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Good way
thanks,
to end it. All right. Thanks, Brian, Kat, Laura Z, you for listening, being there. You can catch it on the podcast, also on the WNZF Facebook page.
And get your wristbands today, flaglerbroadcasting.com.